And there we are. According to us, we're going live. We've been 53 seconds in. I don't think it's 53 seconds. We're time traveling. Anyway, I'm going to start off with our new theme tune and this song, which he sent me today, that he'd made and sent me. So here you go. Here we go. Our new theme tune and this song, which he sent me today, that he'd made and sent me. So here you go. Here we go. Bollocks, bollocks, bollocks. Oh, please fucking stop. God, that. Jesus fucking H.
Is that the sound effects finish with for this week?
I think that were I didn't get to Easts. Let me see if I can get it all good, because that quality was a bit crap. See if we can get a bit better.
It was all echoing back.
Yeah, I know. That's what it started doing it then. Ready?
God save our gracious wheat, horrible wheat. God save the wheat. Send wheat victories, happy and glories, Lord, to make us all really high. God save the wheat.
There you go. That were Eve earlier on. He sent me that on WhatsApp, so I thought I'd play that for you tonight, this evening. And then, of course, fucking old shit let loose all over the place when fucking I started getting it me send back at me and yeah. So we've finally got that out. So Slimmer Jimmers with me tonight, as usual. Ade, you might know him as, and as you noticed, I've got this horrible T-shirt on, and I wanted to change it because this is like my Drama Top T-shirt. And I don't like it, but I don't mind. But Slimmer Jimmers here with me. He's always, he's the Giacomo boy, shall we call him? Good evening to you.
Hey, I thought that had closed. Isn't that closed?
No, I think that's still going, mate. I think that's still at it.
So I've just realised my printer drawer's open and I keep banging my leg. Hang on.
Printer drawer's open, eh?
That's it. My printer drawer's closed now.
You've been having a good week, mate?
No, it's been really shit.
Has it?
Yeah. I started with toothache last Thursday. Well, actually, that's not true. I started with jaw ache last Thursday. Which kind of by just after all the dentists would have closed on Friday night, me realising that I ain't got jaw ache. I'm starting to look like a hamster, and all this bit's really, really hurting. Anyway, it turns out I got an abscess, so I was in a lot of pain. Take my mind off it. I'll go to Sheffield Arena on Saturday night and watch the ice hockey with my daughter and my grandson. Got back to my car and it'd been broken into. Some stuff that I shouldn't have left in the boot of the car had gone. 2 sets of headphones. My Leatherman that I've had for years. About 1,500 quid's worth, to then ring the insurance company to find out that, I'm sorry, sir, you're not insured if the goods are not in your home. And then because it's a company car that I drive and they don't insure glass, I've had to pay 300 quid for the new back window as well.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man.
So, to the fucking bastards that broke into my car, I hope that your shit turns to concrete and you die a slow and painful death.
Concrete shit, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yes. Then, obviously, on Monday, I went to the dentist to find out, yes, I have got an infection under here. But worse than that, it's because the back tooth is cracked. How, God knows. And there's a bit of infection got in. So once the infection's gone, that's great, and then the back tooth's going to have to come out. So, yeah.
So far. It's only
lost
Thursday.
About 1,800 to $2,000. A load of time, a load of stress, got a load of pain, and I now can't even have a drink because of the antibiotics that I'm on.
Man.
So yeah, I've had a great week, but thanks for asking. Things could be worse. I could have just come out of hospital after having quite a painful operation and be fighting to save my leg. So how are you, Jason?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. It's all going hickory dickory do. I'm having me everything changed once a day. They've put this cream on it. They've got this cream on it that they put a treatment plan together for the next 4 weeks. So they're putting a cream on for 2 weeks and then another cream on for another 2 weeks. So, but yeah, it's all
So
all
basically,
right.
you're creamed.
Well, as always, mate, always creamed up and ready to go. I just don't know if this leg has to come off. I don't know what the fucking hell I'm going to do with this fucking shaky leg syndrome that I've got. It'd be shaky stump syndrome, ain't it? I do that sometimes. Yeah, so yeah,
Can we not just kind of talk on the positive, really, though? I'd rather do that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good, mate. It's all good. I've got an appointment next Monday to see how things are going, and we can report from there on in. But for me, it's still got a good blood flow in it. It's still got decent blood flow in it, and so I'm feeling optimistic. I also had another bit of news, which I don't think I'll talk about on here, but but that makes me feel more optimistic as well. So yeah, it's all good. It's all good, mate. It's all good.
I had an interesting conversation purely by chance. I needed to ring the office of the company that I work for the other day, and was talking to one of the girls in the office, and there's probably, I don't know, a dozen or so admin staff, probably more women than men, but only just, a really good team. And I can't even remember what we were talking about. I said to this girl on the phone, what do you need? And she said, I require, and I went, ooh, lovely use of the word require. Do you know what it really means? And she went, of course I do. And I never stand under either. And I mean, I've known her for 6-7 years. Probably only seen her, I only go in the office once a fortnight for an hour, so probably, not a lot, but it's the first time we'd ever, and within about 20 seconds on the phone, I thought, here we go. And when I saw her on Tuesday, I had a couple of minutes chat with her. Not only is she incredibly aware of what was going on, she's also a bloody good singer as well.
Oh, cool. So what are you going to do with her?
Yeah. Oh, nothing. No, she's,
Oh, right, just, yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's it's good to know that there's not just me and you and the people that we know and everybody listening that's completely mental. There's other people as well.
There is. Dog Talent Pike in the chat. Let's say hello to some people in chat room, shall we? Uni Black Sisters in there. Good evening to you, Uni. Midnight Gardener, Ron Malcolm, Rippy 12345 Good evening to you, Paula B as well. Don Talent Pike. Owen Lloyd Martin. How are you, Owen Lloyd Martin? I heard from you for quite a while. Last time I knew that you were in a relationship and everything were going well, so I hope that that's still the situation. Webster's here as well. Webby, he's going to be doing the Webster report. I saw one. I think he did that a couple of days ago. It weren't very long. It was only about 6 minutes long, but nice one, Webby. Who's in the chat room? So what's caught your eye, AD? Oh, caught your eye, crossed your brow.
The camera just fell off the wall. Hang on.
All right, your camera fell off the wall.
Yeah, it fell off the wall. Sorry. What's caught my eye?
You get out and about, and you do listen to some mainstream radio, don't you? I mean, what's
only a little bit. I mean, I don't listen to much. The one that really got me today, or the only one that really did, was how this Greta, whatever her name is, Thunberg, has spent 2 or 3 weeks on a catamaran coming back from America to somewhere else. It might even be England, I don't know. Or
Shame it
wherever.
weren't Ted
It
Heath's.
could be Australia to Japan for all I know, but she's been on a catamaran for 2 or 3 weeks or whatever because she didn't feel comfortable on a plane because of all the carbon it would cause, and she didn't want to be seen to be hypocritical.
She didn't want
Until
to.
they interviewed the woman that actually piloted the boat, who had to fly out to the boat in order to pilot it back.
Right.
And they were actually saying this on the news, and I could just imagine everybody at home sort of, nodding their head like that's normal, because it's not, is it? That's not normal. I mean, surely this girl can even see that herself. That is.
Well, yeah, but she's just a stooge, isn't she? Like I said, she's going home on a boat. It's a shame it's not fucking Ted Heath's boat. He'd fucking sort her out, wouldn't he? She won't be fucking talking about environment after fucking going on the fucking Ted Heath's boat but
the so-called
I'm not belittling anything about that. It's just a bit of humor. So fucking take it.
I need to. Oh, that's better. The so-called journalists were sort of discussing that somehow that was all right because it was a publicity stunt and the point had been made.
Right.
It's like,
it just shows, doesn't it? It's just all bollocks.
Yeah.
It's all bollocks.
Yeah,
fucking raising awareness and everything. We're raising awareness of climate change. What do you mean raising awareness? Fucking get it shoved down my throat every pair of plates. Fucking don't tax to death because of the bastard. You tell me you want me to fucking have some more knowledge of it. I'll give you fucking knowledge of it. What it does, it bends you over and it fucks you right up arse. That's what it does, and it's fucking for no. But you've got fucking meandering fucking dickheads that'll walk around climate change fucking with the fucking Jeremy Corbyn fucking cords on and the fucking Jesus sandals, fucking walking around fucking knitting fog.
I ain't got a problem with anybody thinking that climate change is real because the climate does change. It changes every day. But it's whether or not it's human caused, isn't it?
That whenever they say the words climate change, it's not in its context that you'd set. So if someone says climate change, now it's instantly politicized. So I would have a problem with someone saying fucking climate change because it's just a load of fucking knackers. Yeah.
Yeah. The climate changes, but not in the way that you're right, not in the way that they mean. And it's a scam. The human caused, and for anybody to think that they can save the planet, surely that's a bit like two ants thinking they can save the rock that they're walking across. It just makes no sense. I do not agree with us keeping using fossil fuels, especially, and just consuming because we're like locusts, and all the plastic thing. Yeah, I get that. Come and stop using it and stop littering it and stop throwing it away. Or if this perfect system that we all now know isn't broken, it works perfectly. They've got an answer for it. Surely they have. But whatever answer they've got for it isn't the one that's being presented.
I mean, there's no need for climate change. Like you say, it changes. Of course it does. We all know that. So what are they doing? Are they not lying then? Because climate changes. No, it's anthropomorphic climate change. Right. So it's, in other words, it's you down. You see you down there, right at the very bottom, taking your kids to school in your fucking 1989 Ford Fiesta, and polluting all over the place. That's a tiny drop in an ocean that don't fucking really matter. It's like having a piss in Pacific. You might as well stand at the edge of the Pacific, have a piss, There you go. That's going to change the entire body of water that the Pacific is. It's all going to be contaminated. No, it's not. It's going to be fucking broken down. It's going to be full. That's what it does. It's an ecology. It grows. It does. It solves problems. They have things. That's what happens. They have problems in nature. And nature solves them problems. It don't need us. Don't need us fucking fannying about going, oh, look at you, you fucking cunt, there, down there.
I think this climate change thing is probably the... It doesn't matter what religion you are, what colour you are, whether you're middle class, unemployed, lower class, working, whatever class you think you are, and what language you speak. Climate change is the only thing that is common. And that's why I think that this false climate change bollocks is an absolute game changer. Because it is something they can get almost everybody to play along with. Regardless of language, colour, whatever, that don't matter anymore. As long as I can get everybody to agree that, littering and whatever, and it'll just escalate and escalate and escalate.
Listen, what they did.
It'll be the thing they use so that we give up everything, so that they've got complete control.
Yeah, of course. This is why they want fucking smart meters in houses. Look, what they.
There's even an advert on the telly now thanking you for having one.
Yeah, I know. And they're starting to tell people that they will have to have one. We've had our little thing. And do you know this is what they're doing? Right? Sorry about this. I bet you wish you were this fucking Rizzler now, don't you?
You're going to have to teach Watson to do that.
but well, we were broke into and forcefully had a fucking meter fitted, a prepayment meter. Well, it just so happens that then after December the 31st, where we go and get it topped up, we won't be able to do that anymore.
Really?
They're cutting down the places where you can go and put your money on your. I'll just have a look if your Jess, if she's got a meter and she gets a co-op, if she gets it topped up at co-op, have a look on receipt and it'll say after 31st of January, 31st of December 2019, this you'll no longer be able to do this here. You'll not be able to get that. I mean, that's just an outrage. That's another squeeze on you. It's another squeeze around everyone's neck. Now you're going to have to perhaps travel miles because they're going to have to put in place something so that people who haven't got one, who've got one of these meters, that they can, but it's just going to make it more and more difficult.
Maybe they're going to reopen all the pubs and put the pay point in the pub.
Yeah, perhaps they'll do that.
Or they could put them at the top of all the coal mines that they've closed.
Listen, they could go anywhere, and all of the crimes that this government and previous governments have been involved in. It's just, we're just an extra squeeze. That's what the broadband were. Free broadband for everybody. Jeremy Corbyn says, "Hurrah! Look, his name is Jeremy Corbyn. It's JC. It's the JC show. I love Jesus." He comes down in his white robes and that. I'm Jesus, I'm JC, I'm coming down to save thee. I'm gonna give you free broadband, but you gotta have smart meter, motherfucker. All this fucking, it's just all put into this massive load of bollocks.
Yep.
And people swallow that bollocks. Like you said, you've got these adverts where kids are going, thank you. Then they'll have a disabled kid, thank you. And
a token disabled kid. We must make sure we've got an Asian, an Indian, a Chinese. Sorry, we ain't got. Oh, we have got room for the little white kid. Come here.
It
don't matter. It don't matter to me whether the kid's white, pink, green, or fucking dotty. It's a kid. Fucking hell, but they've got to be so politically correct when they do it like that as well.
Stop fucking shoving, stop shoving things down my fucking throat. Fucking religion. It used to be religion, didn't it? And then they decided that fucking religion, they get all money, religious leaders and religious organisations. So then,
well, yeah, but this climate change thing is a religion.
Well, it is if you believe it, yeah.
Because it's even got commandments. Believe everything you're told.
Well, yeah, you've got to, yeah. But it's
don't question anything.
Well, where are we now? Where are we at? This is this is what we are. We're getting more and more people that are waking up and knowing what's going on. But we need to go further. We need it. We need it to be the bloke that's like one fucking mortgage payment away from fucking, blowing his fucking wife and his kids away and topping himself because he lives in a 4-bedroom detached fucking house on some poxy estate, and it's just to keep up the repayments. He's got to fucking work more and more, and then he keeps it from his wife, and all the stress comes on him, and bang, there it goes. Those are the people we need to get in and say, look, there is a way out of this. You're not going to fucking live in your 4-bedroom house, but you're going to be all right. We can, but people that's what we should be aiming for. They're the people that we should be aiming for, and more and more they should be the people who are looking for answers and going on the internet and wanting answers to things and finding eventually finding different websites that have got good stuff in them.
Most people who think like us do so because, sorry, I'm just going to look on my tablet for something in a minute. Because at some point in the past, they've been shit on from an almighty height. Something's gone really badly wrong. And I'm like you, I believe that as more and more people do it rock bottom, then that's why there are more and more people who are beginning to realise what's going on. And you've only got to look at somebody like David Icke. 30 years ago, he was talking to himself in an empty room, and now he's getting banned from countries just because of what somebody else thinks he might say. And they are running scared. They are, if they weren't scared of us, they wouldn't be censoring stuff on YouTube. Yeah,
but how we said they are running scared. They are running scared. Perhaps that's part of the game that they're playing.
I completely, absolutely agree. Of course it is. It's the, the gods looking down through the golden pool at the riffraff. It's just, of course we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that in Jason and the Argonauts.
Yeah, it was in one of them. Yeah, it was one of them sort of films. One of them, yeah. And that's exactly what it is. That's what they think they are. I think partially. I've certainly had to learn to not give as many fucks. I've had to work out what I need to give a fuck about. And I still get it wrong.
Of course you do. We all get it wrong, mate. We all get it wrong. Fucking that's part of life, is getting shit wrong and then learning from it, or getting shit wrong and not learning from it, or taking a few times to get fucking used to it. Let's get if he wants to come on, I'm looking. I think Uni in chat room.
I've just got done. I wanted to do this last time, but I think I was knackered. All I've done, I've got my tablet here, look, and I've just put in its news headlines. And the top one is BBC headlines. And I'm just going to click on it, right? Okay. And I could look totally stupid here because I don't know what on earth it's going to bring up. I think my VPN's slowing this down. And I think it does think I'm in Melbourne, Australia at the minute. Hang on a minute. Oh, here we go. What do you mean it can't be reached? Well, what have you done? Oh, I think my tablet's trying to do an update. Oh, great. Hang on a minute.
So what you were looking for, porn?
Hey?
What were you looking for? Porn?
News headlines.
All right, news headlines, okay.
Oh, here we go. All right, we should be on now, What we're going to do? BBC? No, we're not doing BBC. The Sun. No, let's do something that's supposed to be sensible. Sky News. Whoever's texting me, hello. It's one of my great customers.
Right, okay.
Right, come on, Sky News. The latest headlines from the UK. Breaking news, apparently.
Go on then. I know Bob Willis is farted, hasn't he?
Just what?
Bob Willis.
Sorry.
Bob Willis, cricketer.
Why can't... Oh, my tablet. No, my tablet's decided it's not playing. All right, sorry, Jason. Go on, mate. I'm just going to reboot this.
Let's have a look. Oh, I'll get a news headlines thing up on my thing. News. Let's type news in. News. Good evening. Well, welcome to the news. The latest breaking news. BBC News. What's on the BBC News headlines?
What is it? What's the top one?
Trump calls Trudeau two-faced at NATO summit.
Right, well, there you go. Let's just disprove that. So, Trump, well, he's just a puppet. What's the other guy's name? Trudeau. Well, he's just a puppet.
Well, you can't just say that and then there you go, debunked, can you? You can't just sit back. There you go. Fucking New World Order defeated.
Right. Right.
I did see one...
Everything political is about money.
I sailed...
How it's gathered, how it's spent, how it's distributed, how it's made. That's what politics is. Well, it's more than that, but... And the financial system that they have us believe exists doesn't exist. So therefore, everything in politics is bollocks because it's the banks and the 13 families that own the control. So they are controlling Trump and they're controlling Trudeau and they're putting on a pantomime that people watch on the little TV, on Sky News and on the BBC News.
Right.
Okay, next.
Next one. Oh, well, there's one about that Greta Thunberg, what's her face, and apparently she wrote wrong side at world. Let's see what it says. Greta Thunberg, Atlantic crossing, why I wanted to help. So some woman, Greta Thunberg was on the wrong side of the world, and she's got in a boat, and she's driven across with an engine. I've just been watching To Hull and Back, actually. It was just on before we, Only Fools and Horses, To Hull and Back. Schooner.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
So obviously they went and got a schooner with an engine. But Greta is obviously very brave. She is very brave. I mean, I wouldn't go across on a boat, would you? Unless it were...
No, I can't say that it'd be my first choice. I'd rather have my stomach on the inside of my body.
I'm sure we'll be in contact forever. After reaching land, Greta and Nikki will travel on to Madrid. But she believes the experience they shared on the boat's crew will make them friends for life. Oh, Greta, you are so beautiful.
Such an inspiration.
Creepy as fuck.
And clearly a plant.
Yeah, Matt Baker is standing down as a one-show presenter. Swinson's sorry for backing coalition welfare cuts. Oh, I'm so sorry I did all that shit that I said I wouldn't do before, but I won't do it again, I fucking promise. All right, then, no problem. I'll give you me cross. Fucking cross in a fucking box, because you can't spell your fucking name right. Fucking...
What we're thinking about Prince Andrew and Epstein and all that bollocks.
It's over, isn't it? It's over. It's over for him. He might as well just... Well, I don't know what he should do. He's obviously been a right bad lad. He should probably get fucking... at least get a bell off of fucking Prince Philip. And perhaps a fucking cat and nine tails by Queen, It's just... That's all that'll happen to him. That's it, you see. Me or you took a fucking bit of litter on the floor It swells up into a fucking £1,000. Damn it, you know, of the fine that ends up being, because you fucking faint, ends up being £1,000. And these cunts just get away with it. They just like hang about with Jimmy Savile. Oh yeah, hang about with Jimmy Savile. You know, he had a place in Broadmoor. He had his own gaff there, and he had keys, and also he could go in. You know, he could go and find any badly mentally disabled ones, and perhaps have sex with them. But you know, well, Jimmy, it's our Jimmy. Come round to our house for your dinner on Christmas. What are you doing on Christmas? Christmas Day, Jimmy? Oh, I'm doing no, Liz. Why? What's up? Oh, well, you know, I always make too much, so you might as well come round and stop at our house, and you know, in the afternoon we'll play charades and other things, but nobody's going to enjoy it. People are just there doing it because they feel like they need to.
Hang on a minute. Let's just think about this for a minute.
Okay.
Jimmy Savile, big friend with Royals, and Jason, you're echoing back to me. Sorry,
I'm not, mate.
You are to me.
It's gone.
Jimmy Savile, big friend of Thatcher, and lots of people in the royal family. Now, if anybody wants to get close to the royal family, they're going to have a bit more than one of them checks that they check you out if you want to go working in an old folks' home, aren't they?
Yeah.
In order to get that close to even a politician, let alone a member of the royal family, the Secret Service or whatever the English version is or whatever that look after the royal family are going to know and have watched you for a long time. Okay, so is it likely that nobody knew what Jimmy Savile was doing?
Or Jeffrey Epstein?
No. Okay. Is it likely that people turned their back? Yeah. Is it likely that lots of things were covered up? Yeah. So that's one. Prince Andrew and Epstein, that's two. Lord Mountbatten, that's three. Ted Heath, that's four. And that's just what I can kind of...
Rolf Harris.
Yeah, how close was he to royals, though?
He did a portrait of it, didn't he? So he was alone.
He did. I mean, I know that don't make him, you know, best friend of the week who gets to have, you know, an extra roast potato on Sunday. But what I'm saying is there not only me that's seeing a pattern here? You know, that members of the royal family are have more than once been associated with known sex offenders. Is it just me that's seeing that, or is everybody else ignoring it? You know what? And why people are not up in arms and screaming from the rooftops about what the bloody hell's going on and why are they allowed to do that? I don't know. But people just seem to kind of listen to the news and worry about all the things they're told to worry about.
Cyril Smith, we've got some more here. Cyril Smith. Again, these are not necessarily to do with royalty, but Stuart Hall certainly was, because he did Royal It's a Knockout. Remember that one back in the day?
Yeah.
Apparently he was well in with Horseface Anne and what's his Jug Ears and Prince Andrew as well, because he were more. So who else? Lord Janner as well, of course. So someone put Basil Brush. Yeah, I'm sure a sex offender, if I ever saw one. I mean, he's got an hand up his arse as you're watching it. Once upon a time, there was a realm calling themselves, and the peasants were in awe and wonders, so they took the piss out of the stupid peasants. Okay, I can get that, yeah. That's from Honda 4004. Paula as well, hello, lovely humans. There you go. So she's enjoying the little chit chat that's going on in the chat room tonight. So don't be Don't be shy. Come and say something to everybody. It's a pretty good chat room. We have a good laugh. They have a good laugh in there, don't they? Move down to Bournemouth, Apple. Look at this. There's all sorts of stuff going on in this chat room. I don't know if it should be X-rated.
Yeah, I don't know. The problem is, Jason, that all the thing about the royal family, which they're struggling to close down, seems to just get, oh, look, there's a general election. Oh, look, Trump said this. Oh, look. Who was that other politician you mentioned?
Corbyn.
Yeah, and the other one from the other country. I can't remember who it was.
No. Oh, Trudeau.
Trudeau, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's all put there. This fiasco of a so-called election, democracy. Sorry, I just have to laugh that people still believe in it somehow. And it's all there so that you can't see that this so-called wonderful royal family who are supposed to be sweeter than sweet, and the Queen really just has scones in an afternoon and drinks tea with the cold.
Listen, actually, I don't think that the Queen hides the fact that she don't give a fuck. She's always got a fucking look on her face like she's fucking licking piss off a nettle.
Yeah, and but if we didn't have all that politics and shit going on, people would probably go, "Hang on a minute, why does all this sex stuff keep popping up with members of the royal family?" But they're all busy worrying about something else, and then of course they're also worried about who's going to win "I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here" and Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah, and they're also wondering how they're going to be able to pay for all the fucking demands that the children are going to be wanting by end of this month.
That's right.
How they're going to be able to pay for it, and that's a huge stress on people. It's everywhere. No matter what you do, it's everywhere. It's something I don't stress about. Believe me, I do not stress. I don't do fucking Christmas. It is tough. I'd rather fucking play with my bollocks. I'd rather measure my pubes on my bollocks, and I ain't got many left, so it won't take me very long. So but these are all things that are pressure on people. Again, that's what I'm talking about. This guy who's got his mortgage and he's got his 4-bedroom detached house on a Barrett estate or whatever, and you know he's really struggling to keep up with repayments. But you know, kids are then demanding things and stress upon stress upon stress, and then it's whether those people come and look for something, that they can do.
And then he starts stressing about climate change.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we probably don't actually, but his kids keep coming back and fucking reminding him and saying to him, you know, that's plastic that you've got that out, you know, and you shouldn't be doing that. And now I'm going to report in the game that little fucking thing in America, weren't there, where they get kids like little fucking little things so they could write tickets to the parents, you know. That's 3 baths you've had this week. Well, you've not done this, and they'll do some. You know, they'll do something like that. They're separating. Schools are separating themselves from the children from the parents, separating them, just moving them apart from each other, and so that there's, you know, your parents. I'd be fucking pissed off if my kid go on and said to me that I was doing something that was detriment to environment. I'd just clip the cunt round fucking ear, and I would send him to that school again. But
yeah, and I mean, and I know you had things with your daughter when they put her in a room on her own, didn't you? Basically, put her in prison.
Yeah, and I took her out. Said she's in isolation. That's not what it were. She's in isolation. The fucking shoes are wrong. Fuck off. The fucking shoes are wrong. For fuck's sake, now she's coming on with me.
Is that why it was? Because her shoes were wrong?
That's my shoes. She had wrong shoes on. No, they were just the wrong shoes. They were not wrong.
I think we ought to sell that. Who's that guy who does all the Wallace and Gromit stuff?
The wrong shoes.
We should sell that. There's an idea so that his next film can be called Wrong Shoes, and it can be a story about how a girl has to go to school in the wrong shoes.
But it would that rate, it was fucking ridiculous. But then, you know, my mother was like, "Oh God, they're gonna do this." Gonna say, "Fucking yeah, or they're gonna do
Pair of
fuck all."
fucking shoes.
Then they fucking and that I had the woman I worked with at the time. She had a son through my stepson, and he would always getting in bother at school, right? And then one day he got in bother and he got excluded for the next day, just for the next day. And says to me, he says, "Look," he says, I've not done anything at all. They just came to me and said that I were excluded tomorrow." So I fucking looked into it. They got fucking Ofsted coming right that day, didn't they? So they wanted all fucking kids that they decided were trouble. They wanted them out of fucking way. So we've
No
just been
way.
excluded for no reason. Yeah, I actually got a story in one of the local papers.
That is incredible. I never knew that one.
Yeah, they just fucking it's all about appearance. It's all about what it looks like on the outside. On a piece of paper, what do these numbers look like? Are they nice fat numbers? Do they need to be fat numbers? Need to be fatter? And they're just going along and finding. I actually can't believe that anybody pays a fine for the kid not going to school. I just can't get that. You know what? Why? It's my fucking kid.
Well, the trouble is, you see, Jason, what happens is when your kid's born, you toddle off down to the register office and you register it. And the trouble with that is what the mother is, because the mother is the property owner. The father's the father, but the mother is the owner of the property. That's the baby. And then what the mother technically does, she abandons the child because she registers anything REG is regal, so she registers. The child goes in the Crown's register. She abandons the baby and gives it to the Crown and says, "I can't handle this, you must do it." And that is what you are doing when you register a child. So when your kid ends up in a shit school and they're doing all that crap, that's because they can, because they're not really your child anymore because you abandoned it. And that's how they get away with it.
I think that's bullshit, to be honest. I think in practice you can take back your power over your property.
Well, you can, but you know, if they assume and you agree, then it's true. You know, if you walk into a court and they say, "Tell the court your name," and you do, you've agreed it's a court. If you say, "This isn't a court, it's an unlawful administrative hearing," then you're in control. But the way they get away with all this shit is everything's in plain sight, because with any contract, there has to be consideration. So when anything goes wrong that you're not happy with and you complain about it, they can always say, "Well, everything's there to see. You know, there's consideration. You must have considered it, because if you didn't agree with it, you'd have said you didn't agree before now." And that's how they get away with stuff, because everything's in plain sight. You know, even all the symbols, the crosses, the two columns, one representing the royal family or the royalty and one representing the church, and then the archway over the top that joins the two together. All the symbols are there for everybody to see. And if we choose to ignore or ignorance, not ignorance, ignorance, and that's how they get away with everything, because everything's there for us all to see.
A feeling that like when you're in this world, when you get out, when you get out of normality and fucking doing this and that and paying your fucking TV license and having your smart meter fitted, when you get away from all that, don't you think that this is all like a pattern that's put together? Don't you feel like you're in a perhaps one of them books where you went to a certain way, or you went a certain way, and then you went through this book, and then the book, it was like an adventure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean, don't you? So it seems a little bit like that to me. And again, these are all things that all make sense. They all make sense. All of them, they make sense in one way or another. You can find a way for it to make sense. But I just don't know whether it's like a path that's laid out before us, and different tangents that you go down, then
Well,
they sort of get you then into a...
I think we've all got our own journey, but the best analogy I've ever heard of it is that the system will do anything it can to protect that first domino. And once that first domino falls, and you realise that, and it doesn't matter whether it's... I mean, Jason, I can remember when you said to me, and a few years ago, clearly now, and I think that it was about global warming then, and it was probably you that got me to bring up the conversation, sat in the room at the table where you're sat right now, right? And we were talking about climate change or global warming or whatever, and you said to me, when was the last time you heard the term acid rain? And I went, oh yeah, that's a point. So for me, that was a domino that you kicked over.
Well, acid rain, it's great, isn't it?
I think the system does whatever it can to protect that first domino or all the dominoes. But once somebody's seen one fall over, they go, hang on a minute. Well, if that's not true, then that can't be true. And if that can't be true, then that doesn't make any sense. But if that doesn't make any sense, that means, hang on a minute. And once you've got 3 or 4, and that's what it is, it's that first domino.
Yeah, but there's a lot of fucking shit to get through before you get to that first domino, I think. It looks like we've got a few birthdays coming up. Shield Destroyer's 46 in 16 days. Ron Malcolm wishes he was 55 again.
I wish I was 55 in March rather than 54 in March.
There you go.
Because it means I get the pension.
Yeah. Then we've lost you, haven't we? Apple Charlotte says it's her birthday as well. Uni is asking if we mind if he comes on.
Listen, I don't mind him coming on as long as it's not right now.
Okay. Right. Okay, so when?
Oh, you are a one.
Okay, all right. Well, there's your answer.
Sorry, if you really don't get it.
No, I don't.
Right. Generally, and that's a terrible thing to say, generally, people who were born on the American continent or live on the American continent say, I'm going to sleep right now. I'm going to school right now. I'm going to play my guitar right now. We fucking know that it's right now. Because I'm here right now. I don't need you to tell me that it's right now. And also, for all the other people who've got an upward inflection, because they watch too many Australian soap operas, why do you keep asking questions all the time? Because nobody wants to answer them.
Yes, that irritates me as well. Really irritates me.
Sports announcers at the Sheffield Steelers who say, happy birthday tonight, here tonight. And by the way, it's not Dave Sims, it's the other guy. I fucking know that it's tonight. I know it is. You don't need to tell me it's tonight, because I'm fucking here tonight. I know this isn't pre-recorded, because I'm here. So you don't need to tell me tonight. Please don't got that off my chest. So yeah. Sorry, the other one as well. That was a correct use of the word so. So is not a word that you use to answer every fucking question. To give yourself breathing space because you watch too much Graham Norton.
So what is?
Stop using the word so incorrectly. And if you don't know what it is, go and look it up because it's fucking annoying.
No, well,
sorry, I've had me say.
Well, I've
You
said
see,
what's his face.
if everybody spoke fucking perfect Queen's English like what I do to thee, than us.
Well, he's going to come on anyway. But hopefully, we'll not be looking up his fucking schnoz.
Yeah, no. Can we do a camera kind of like that on the end of a whatever is, rather than a
And his dick.
Mm.
It's fun, this, isn't it?
Oh,
Proper
God.
Raconteurs after dark, I think we'll call this one, shall we? Or not? Or other. I'm drinking fucking water, man.
I'm drinking orange juice. I've got half a bottle of Jack Daniels in the cupboard, but the tablets that I'm on, the antibiotics. I learned something off our friend Daisy.
Okay, go on then.
Here we go, and this will help you. This. I've got to be on 2 different antibiotics for my hamster impression. This abscess or whatever it is, or infection thing I've got in my back. Because I thought, like your warfarin takes a few days to work. So when you go back onto it, they put you on something else instead that just kind of does it for the first few days.
Yeah.
I thought one antibiotic was like that, and the other antibiotic was like the other one, like warfarin. Yeah. No. Now I learned this. Most infections are either aerobic or anaerobic, which means they need oxygen or don't need oxygen to survive. But some of the bad buggy things are the other one, anaerobic or, and either do or don't need oxygen to survive. And I can't remember which way around it is, but you know what I'm saying. And one of them, I don't know which one it is, but one of them, if you drink with it, makes you throw up. So,
well, if anybody's got any questions for Dr. Hillary,
fucking Dr. Hillary. Yeah, Dr. Hillary, I've got an abscess under here and a shave for 2 days. I look a scruffy bastard. I'm not in a very good mood because of this and the pain and everything. And then somebody cost me $2,000 worth of money I don't have by smashing my fucking car. I'm in a great mood. Thank you. Oh, God, here we go. Awkward American.
Here he is. See top of his head.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, fucking hell, here we go. Straight up his... You look like a dentist. I can see straight up your fucking nose.
Oh, shit. My bad. Sorry.
You not got us in one hand and having a wank with the other, are you?
What?
You're not holding your device in one hand and having a wank with the other.
No. I'm trying. I have to hold it with both hands, otherwise it will slip everywhere.
Oh, that's what
Right,
she said.
then. What is it that you want to know? What do you want to listen to? What do you want us to say back to you? What is it that you want to talk about? Crack on. Go.
Well, first of all, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for always being so welcoming.
You faded in and out, youth.
I said I want to thank everyone for always being so welcoming.
Oh yeah, well they are. Yeah, everybody in the chat room is well nice in there, and you get a bit of a banter going on in there.
Mm.
Oh, God, fucking
It's a lot better than because it's not often you actually get to find any kind of like a group of people that you can talk to online where you can actually have a civil conversation without it involving nonsense.
Well,
yeah, thinking how most of us think can be a lonely place.
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially when you have people constantly telling you that you're a fool for believing.
You're what?
You need to keep your mouth close to the microphone or whatever.
I said, especially whenever they, people try to tell you that, that you're stupid or something like that, telling you, trying to make fun of you for saying certain things.
Oh, like when they'd say, "Oh, he's just a conspiracy theorist right now."
Yeah, exactly. Even though they have no idea where that term even came from.
Yeah, quite. Yeah, completely agree. Completely.
It's ridiculous, and it's like, and the thing is, like, I can't even like really hate these kind of people because it's not their fault. It's the establishment that raised them to be like this in the end. So it's it's how they're raised to be. It's, can't really help.
Well, I kind of wouldn't agree with that because it was my fault that I used to be fucking stupid.
I guess
whether or not you could blame everybody would blame themselves. I don't know. It took me a while to blame myself. It took me a long time to blame myself. But
we always, all of us have to be able to take that. It's like you said. It's like you were saying. You have to knock down that first domino, and then once you do, then you start realizing, hey, everything I was told is just nonsense, and that I need to start thinking for myself instead of just listening to what the TV tells me to think.
So come on then, awkward American. What else is on your mind other than expressing your gratitude to your comrades?
Well, I finally got the whole streaming thing working, but the annoying thing about it is that you have to use it from a desktop because for some reason StreamYard doesn't want to support the phone.
Oh, right, okay. It'll work on a Chromebook because that's what I'm on.
A Chromebook is like a tablet?
No, a Chromebook is basically looks like a laptop. Does everything that a laptop does, but it doesn't hold any programs. Everything it does is online. So it's like having a tablet on steroids because it's got a proper keyboard, proper screen. But I can flip this inside out and then use it as like a tablet if I want. I don't at the moment, but I could. But you can get a cheap Chromebook for about $100, $120, $130 maybe. Especially this time of year, and StreamYard, well, it does run on that because that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, because StreamYard's definitely a lot better than something like, say, Google Hangouts, because now that they ruined it with the whole, you can't have multiple people in there at once.
Yeah,
and also, I wanted to ask, what do you think about the COPA thing?
The what?
The COPA thing that's coming to YouTube. I think starting next year, I believe.
I don't know what. Explain what you mean.
The what?
The new. Actually, it might not affect you guys because you're in the UK, but in America, they're introducing this new law into YouTube. I think it affects YouTube worldwide. I'm not sure though. But basically, if you have to verify from now on, creators have to verify whether their content is for children or not. And if they make videos that are not, what's the word I'm looking for, are not quote unquote child friendly, they can get a fine. They can get a federal fine, and get their channel deleted.
Well, I better get all my fucking swearing fucking done now then, Anna. Before the fucking rules come in here.
It's basically another censorship law that they're trying to use the children as an excuse, basically saying, "Oh, we're trying to make the children have a safer online environment."
Yeah,
it's always the excuse. Use the children as the excuse.
Yeah.
Always the children. Yeah, always the children. Oh,
because people always want to flock to the idea. It's like it's always about it's like as soon as you mention something like protecting the children, no matter how stupid the idea is, people will just rally around.
Yeah, because they've got children, them, and they love their kids. They do. That's why they take them for a McDonald's on the way to have the vaccines.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, registering them into the freaking school system and the government system and all that.
Yep.
And then, of course,
Ade's like Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch. Is that one of the Muppets? It is, isn't it?
It is, yeah, I think so, yeah.
I'm going to Google that. Sorry. I'm actually not going to Google it. I'm going to use Brave. But, I'm going to search for it online. What was he called? Because I need to get a picture.
YouTube Purge 2000. So, say that again, what?
What was the Muppet that he said it looked like?
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch.
Oscar the Grouch, that's it. Society of the Spectacle, YouTube Purge 2019, the end of free speech. Jeff C. Live. Jeff C. Live Now, apparently. Joe 90's on my radar. Oscar the Grouch, yes, thank you for that apple. We had cleared that up. He's looking for it now. He's, I think
yeah.
he's probably going to have it
Apparently
tattooed
I've
on
got
his
a wife called Grudge Getter. Yeah. Yeah, I got the picture. That's cool. Hey, I can live with that.
Yeah.
It's an improvement.
We can live with that, can't we?
I can live with not a problem.
Which is better, that or the Cookie Monster?
The Cookie Monster, yeah. My daughter's very much animal. Very much animal. Even down to the colour of her hair.
I get that.
Yeah.
And we've got which one would you be then, Taylor? Which Muppet would you identify as? And then we'll tell you what we think.
I don't really know much about the Muppets because I never was a fan of them, even as a kid. I never really paid attention to them. All I know is stuff like Kermit and Miss Piggy and stuff like and a couple others, and that's really all I know.
You fucking ruin everything. He ruins everything. He gets on here, you ask him a question, I don't know. Don't even know fucking Muppets, man. Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't really have much television as a kid because living in a poor apartment and all that.
You must have watched Sesame
why
Street.
you've actually got a brain, yeah.
I guess so.
Is my camera looking as dark as it looks on my screen?
It does look a bit dark, yeah.
Doesn't it just? Don't know.
Yes. Let's make a list of the things we can remember. There we go. Sight of the spectacle. Things that we can remember.
Remember the Clinton fiasco where apparently he was going to get impeached because of cheating on his wife or something like that?
Oh, that was... Sorry, I've got to fucking... When Jason asked me earlier what I'd seen... We have a guy in England who's called Graham Norton, and he's Irish, openly gay, middle-aged-ish TV presenter who has a guest show where people come on. He does Radio 2, I think, or was, or might still be on, and thinks of himself as a comedian. And his guests the other night were fucking Hillary Clinton and some fucking female offspring. And they brought her on like she was some kind of fucking rock star. I thought I was going to throw up.
She's not even from their country, is she?
But, you know, God. The Clintons and the Epsteins for a start. The Clintons and how much cocaine and heroin they were shifting for a second. When Bernie won all the votes and then they declared that she was the candidate. I mean, for fuck's sake, come on.
Wasn't it Bernie Sanders that had all the votes?
Yeah. And then they fucking send her here to be on the... So that we all... Fuck off.
Just to let you guys know, we chose her to be your candidate.
Just unbelievable. I can't believe it. Bitch over here. I mean, she won't have come over on a yacht to avoid fucking climate change, will she? Fucking hell. No.
No, she'll have been wearing a spare. She'll have come by water ski. So she'll have been water skiing on like diamond encrusted water skis, and she'd make sure that the speedboat, went past all shanty towns and everything before it got to nice coffin. And then that's how she got there. Yeah.
Also, we can't forget that the Clintons are also. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm like 99.9% certain that they're the ones behind the JFK Jr. assassination.
So your microphone keeps dropping out.
It just drops in and out. Have you got like a pair of fucking head things or something?
Have you got a headset you can put on with a microphone on it?
Let me see. Actually, is this better?
It is.
But it does that for a while, and then you just kind of. Or is it because you've become a slouchy sausage?
Nah. But basically, what I said was that let me try to make sure this is not like pointing up my nose because I don't want to. You don't need to see the inside of my nose. That's not necessary.
We don't need to see the inside of you or anything.
Yes, that is very true. But basically, what I said was that the Clintons are. I'm pretty certain that they were responsible for JFK Jr.'s murder in 1999.
JFK Jr. Oh right, yeah. I've heard quite a bit about that one. Yeah, and I would steer towards that as a solution as well. Yeah, in the same way that Bush Senior was supposed to be in Dallas when JFK was shot.
Yep, and then he says, "I don't remember where I was when JFK was
That's right.
shot."
Yeah, they've actually got pictures of him.
Yep, hands in his pockets and everything.
And as with everything, the only thing that we do know for definite is that the bullshit that we're being told is not the truth. And that's the only thing that we ever know for sure.
It's funny though, isn't it? I mean, you look at these news items that are on, and particularly local ones. The fucking knob, some knobsack's fucking decorated his pub in some village in some rustic area, where he's probably put too much lights on and Christmas reindeer thing. They put this shit on telly. And, people lap it up, and someone's done this and someone's done that. I remember her. Do you remember her? She was fucking everywhere all the time. Oh, God, what is she called? Jane Tomlinson. Do you remember her? She got skin cancer, and she got terminal skin cancer.
I don't remember that one, no.
Don't you? She was a prolific runner, and she went running and raised loads and loads of money for cancer research, and whatever. Don't matter what you think. I mean, that she did, raise millions of pounds for them. And then people started questioning, hang on a minute, I thought you were terminal, when you're going to die. And people were genuinely doing that. Were saying, we thought you were terminal, when you're going to die. And then she died not long after that. But it just shows that what sort of what people think and people will do, and it's all the fucking great big massive fucking illusion in front of us, and picking his way through it is the only way we'll get anywhere. Especially with Ade sneezing like that, for fuck's sake, man. You can see her just going off. He's going, you, oh dear, here he is. Here is he done? Has he got it? Is he Slimmer Jimmer, the old Slimmer Jimmer? No, he's touching. No, you're not getting anywhere, mate. He's gone. So what?
I'm here.
Oh, right, all right.
The other thing I forgot to say as well is when I get things like this infection and whatever, my Bell's palsy gets worse. So I end up with an eye that won't close properly or open fully. All this side of my forehead works. All this side of my forehead doesn't. And I get a stabbing pain down here. And it makes me feel shit. But other than that, I'm great. I'm looking good. Okay. Feeling fine, man.
You've depressed me, no end.
Right now.
And poor old Taylor, we're feeling a bit isolated and a bit melancholy earlier on. Now you've sort of amplified that for him as well. So
no, I think I've cheered him up.
Hey, well, it's always good. It's like Charlotte said. It's good to talk to people when you're feeling down.
I think it's just to recognise that there's not only you thinks like you.
Yeah, that's very true. Except it's probably not a good idea to go into the random YouTube comments of random videos and try to talk, because usually you're just going to get...
We don't know what you just said because your mic just kind of drifted out again.
It just keeps drifting out. So we've got someone called Sips Clips who's half pissed and he wants to get on the show. Pop an email address in there that I can email you, and I will send you a link to get you on.
We're happy for people to come on as long as they want to say something. So come on, good American. What else are we going to talk about?
Well, maybe we should talk about stuff. Remember that old joke?
No.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, so yeah, the email was like hotmail.com and all that.
You're
talking about your- I said your email was like Jason Holmes at like hotmail.com or whatever, right?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. What about it?
Basically, Francis Richard Connolly asked me if he could get your email, and I sent it to him. I'm like, that way you don't have to do it yourself.
You're just doing my head in. Fuck off.
Francis Richard. Excuse me. Oh, shit.
Fucking hell. Just getting this. I'm writing down this email address. You carry on talking, you two, and we'll get Sip on as well.
That's a long email. So what were you saying, 80?
I need to go get a drink of water.
Okay, well, dropping like flies. Okay, right. I'm just gonna. I've got that email address, so I'm gonna now send an email. Oh dear, why did I put it? I didn't mean to put it on there. God, it keeps bugging off. What's going off with this? Chat is just going too fast and I can't get outdone. Right, so I'm going to send Kip, as I've been told. It is. I'm going to send Kip a email. I'll compose. So I hope you're all set. Are you all set for Christmas over there?
Well, these days we don't really do anything with Christmas because money.
Right.
Honestly, I don't understand why anyone freaking even bothers with Christmas. It's like, with how poor most people are these days, why do they take the trouble to buy these these lights, put them all over their house, both inside and outside, just to try to make themselves look pretty? When that's just going to boot up your electric bill.
I know, and they're supposed to be into climate change and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I've sent that. There you go. I've sent that. It's gone now. It's
Taylor.
Yeah.
Hey,
This is not. I promise you, this is not in any way a joke, or in any way other than a straight question. Can you please explain to us what Thanksgiving is?
You know what? The funny thing is, Francis Richard Connolly actually asked me the exact same question a couple of weeks ago, and basically what I told him was basically, well, Thanksgiving to me doesn't mean anything. Personally, it doesn't mean anything to me because I don't care about it. But basically, how what Americans
Microphone
do
dropping
is,
out again. The microphone dropping out.
fucking A. I think it's because maybe my phone is heating or something like that. But can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, basically, Thanksgiving is essentially a day where people just buy a lot of food, usually turkey, and they bring it home, have a big feast, and basically that's really about it. Honestly, they don't really do anything else. It's just about eating turkey, to my knowledge. I personally don't like turkey, so I don't really care about that. It's pretty much just an excuse for people to pig out, essentially.
But what are they thanking? What are they giving thanks to?
I honestly have no clue.
Is it a religious thing?
Does it
belong just to Christians or?
No, I don't think it's a religious thing like Christmas. No, it's a day like everyone celebrates. But I forget exactly. I believe it has something to do with our independence or something like that. I remember reading up on the origin.
Traditional political anniversary sort of.
Yeah, basically, it's like Independence Day, kind of like that.
Oh, okay.
So you've
Even though
got no
we're not
fucking
actually-
idea then.
See, I mean, it's all right me asking you a question like that, but I don't even know what the fucking hell Boxing Day is. Is it the day you put all your toys back in the box? You
I've
know,
never heard
no,
of that called Boxing Day.
What the fuck is
Boxing
Boxing Day?
Boxing Day was called Boxing Day because they put all the leftovers from Christmas dinner into boxes for the poor, and they distributed the food out. So it was called Boxing Day because they put food in boxes to get to, poorer people.
I'm a 53, nearly 54-year-old man who has been brought up as Christianish, and I didn't know that.
I mean, aren't most holidays just nonsense anyway, based off
Yep.
of some Christmas especially and Halloween?
Here we go. We've got another contestant here on Raconteurs News.
Okay.
Adding to the stream.
Oh, there's the top of a head. It's Liam Gallagher.
I can't see him on mine yet.
All right, okay.
Oh.
Can we hear?
Oh, there we go. Hey, we've got corners, man. Hey, how you doing? Clear this up. Is it Sips or Kips? Can't you hear me?
I think he's trying to get to the hearing thing.
I don't know if you can hear me. 2 ticks, guys. I just need to sort out
We can.
the headphones.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
So it's just I dare say you'll be getting hella feedback. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm sorry, guys. I should have been more prepared, but I'm not.
No problem. Right. Well, I'm going to turn down.
Just for Taylor's benefit, that is not an Australian accent.
It's not the peace sign. I'm just saying, give me 2.
Oh, we can hear his sense coming back.
My Bluetooth's not playing ball.
Mm.
Oh no, man. Let's turn my sound down a little bit.
This makes it interesting, doesn't it?
It does make interesting viewing.
Probably help.
Can you hear us now?
Behind the scenes, Raconteurs News.
Hey, Jason, is that how
Can you
you
hear
look
us?
when you were a DJ?
Behind the scenes.
I can hear you guys. I'm just trying to keep my speakers down so I don't cause any feedback and stuff. If that makes sense. So
Yeah.
I will
Right,
be
go on then,
connected.
Jason. Talk to him. What do we want to know?
Well, I'm wondering if we can get. Can we? Are you on? Are you sorted now? Then you can hear us.
I think I should be in the room now.
Right. Okay. Can you hear us then?
Yeah, Jason, how you doing, my man?
I'm very well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good, man. All good in the hood as always. How you guys doing anyway? Thanks for having me on.
We're good, aren't we? Slimmer Jim is there, and Taylor's come on with his awkward Americanness. But what about yourself? What is it? Sip or Kip?
Either or. You can call me Craig, Kip, Sips. I get called all sorts. It really just depends how you pronounce it. I really don't mind. I would pronounce it Kips, Clips, but each to their own.
Excellent. Well, the Kips Clips it is then. So, what are your thoughts on what we've been talking about tonight, or a new subject? What's on your mind?
Well, Jason, I'll be brutally honest with you, mate. I've been watching the Rangers Aberdeen game tonight, and I'm so disappointed because I'm a football fan for my sins. But do you know what it was? A lot of my friends tune into your show and stuff and really love it, and because of the amount of topics you touch on and all the people you reach out to and stuff. You know, it's a really good forum for a lot of people to have a good genuine chat and stuff. So I'd be lying if I said I know what you're talking about, right? Because I've been watching the football tonight, right? I'm sorry, I've been watching the football.
It was probably a lot more interesting than me and Jason talking bollocks to an American.
It wasn't, mate. Fucking Aberdeen drew with Rangers. I'm scunnered. Sheepshagging bastards drew with us. And Celtic won. Celtic scored a fucking goal in the last second. I'm gutted. But that's why I'm now back fighting the New World Order, because I realise football's a load of shite. because Aberdeen almost beat us tonight, and I'm now back fighting the work. No, but all joking aside, guys, what was the topic tonight? And just generalise.
We weren't really talking about really.
We touched on Epstein and the royal family, and
just a bit on that.
I could just bring up a topic that's close to my heart that we could all chat to, and I'm sure we could have a great debate.
Go for it.
It's because I'll tell you what, guys. I like to go where other people don't go, because a lot of the stuff on the internet tends to, consciously or subconsciously, a lot of us on the internet, me included, I'm not excluding myself from it, tend to go down a lot of well-worn paths. A lot of these debates have been held and stuff. Now, I'm kind of different in the sense that I think a lot of this, how can I say it? I think a lot of this internet media that me as well as yourselves are party to is as controlled as what the old stream media on the news used to be. Now, guys, I'm not sitting here pointing the finger at you, having a go or anything like that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm trying to inject just a wee different narrative into the consciousness of the people within the truth movement or the alternative media and stuff, and that's that. There was people bigger. There was people bigger, better, and with bigger brains than me and than us. That understood what the internet was, and the internet was the new television. And they hijacked it and got in front of the train and started using it to propagate their particular agenda one way or the other. And a lot of us have unfortunately fell into that sort of a pattern and stuff. So when I look around the YouTubes and stuff today, I'm not talking about you guys, just talking in absolute general terms, a lot of the stuff I see is talking points getting rhymed and repeated and then getting turned into an echo chamber. And I know it sounds bizarre and I know it might actually upset a lot of people and stuff, but the point I'm making here is a lot of us would agree that the media on the television, for example, is just an echo chamber. Like, for example, one person would say it, then it just gets echoed elsewhere. A lot of us would have seen the YouTube videos where there's one talking point and then it goes across 1,000,001 different networks. Now, I think the independent media, or the so-called independent media, or the perceived independent media on the internet, is kind of the same. Now, I'm not telling anybody to have an opinion one way or the other on particular topics, but I like to point out the same topics coming up constantly through all these different independent media sources. For example, from Alex Jones to Brian Gerrish to David Icke to Tommy Robinson to numerous different talking heads in the independent media. And to me, there's a red flag with the topics they touch on, because all the topics they touch on all seem to be eerily similar. Regardless of how you feel about immigrants or Muslims or Christians or this or that, a lot of the so-called independent media seems to take a focus into the same areas. And that's where my suspicion starts to get aroused. Not in a sexual way, but just my suspicion gets aroused in the sense that I've got a sneaky suspicion that we're all getting played. Me, back in the day, probably still to this day, maybe you same guys to a lesser or greater degree than me. I'm not excluding myself from any of the shit I'm talking about here. I'm just trying to inject the idea into the thinking of the truther community, or what have you, that maybe we've been led down a garden path, and maybe the breadcrumbs have been laid to take us down a garden path for a particular reason. And again, guys, feel free to disagree and whatnot. Let's do it in a reasonable basis. But I think it's a worthwhile thing thinking about, because if we can all sit here and agree, and I would be one to agree with everybody who says the television is a hypnobox. It's there to persuade you and to inject talking points and so on and so forth into your head. But I think we're very naive to think the internet isn't the same. That I think I'm trying to simplify and maybe bring it down into layman's terms to try and communicate this, because typically I'm an idiot and I communicate it through insults and stuff, which isn't too productive. So I'm trying a slightly different tack now, in the sense that I can understand, because I've been there, done it, swallowed the pill. I can understand why I can understand the page everybody's on with this. The government's full of shit. They all lie to us. It's all conspiracy, the New World Order stuff. I'm full on board, man. I'm not saying there isn't corruption out there and stuff. I'm saying it's been used to direct us into a certain direction. We are now, us as a whole, I mean, I would say this to a lot of people viewing this, have been took down a route that a lot of us are now kind of, I wouldn't say pro-UKIP, I would just say, well, our minds have been opened up to that way, whereas before it was closed. Now, you could say it's a good thing or a bad thing or what have you, but I think it's been a concerted effort to indoctrinate the floating voters. Just as a point of call, Jason, yourself, mate, and I'll be honest, mate, I don't know. This is just a question out the blue. Were you politically involved when you were younger, mate, or was it the conspiracy truther movement that politically engaged you, kind of thing?
I had an interest in politics, and I'll tell you why I had an interest in politics. I was a big Rick Mayall fan, and he did the New Statesman, and I could read it back to you now, every episode off by heart, and that really that made me have an interest in politics, because there were some jokes that were obviously political that I didn't get and I wanted to get, so I looked into it. I was political to a degree. I wouldn't say massively. I wasn't an activist or anything like that, but I wouldn't consider myself an activist now. Somebody just talks. But I do understand what you were saying, and I do think it's important that we do take a look at ourselves and make sure. You see, this is the problem: is you've got far too much. It's got to appear this way. It's got to appear that way. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do that in case we get portrayed as far right, or we don't want to get do. And yet everyone should just not give a fuck. Because if you don't give a fuck, you can say what you want. I wouldn't want to offend anyone anyway. Someone say, "Oh, you can't say what you want." I say, "I can. Say what the fuck I want." "Well, you can't say the N word." I say, "Well, I don't want to." So, but I can if I want to.
I hear you, Jason. And look, listen, man. Like this is kind of. I'm coming to the epiphany. This is what I'm wanting to broach in the sense that in my humble opinion, there's a lot of people like myself at one point that was dragged down a route of politics through and Jason, you didn't deliberately skirt the answer, but I would be interested to know whether it was like the conspiracy train. Like myself, exactly like myself, it was the conspiracy train that took me into getting really, I wouldn't even say engaged, but really really interested in politics. It was my love of UFOs, Bigfoot, conspiracy. Oh, the government are hiding UFOs. Oh, the government are hiding UFOs. The government are lying to us. And then the next thing I know, Donald Trump's in my head, and Brian Gerrish is in my head, and I'm down at Bilderberg at Watford, and I'm putting a lot of these people on pedestals and stuff, and this is literally leading to a lot of people voting one way or the other, and then it leads to the Tommy Robinson maniac army, in my opinion. And my humble opinion, my conspiracy theory, is that this is all kind of prepackaged information to control the masses. and it's not that I don't think the government's. I'm not sitting here saying the government's good or anything. I feel like I need to caveat myself, you know. I'm just sort of saying that we're getting played by one side or the other, and I don't know. I don't see many. I don't watch as much YouTube as I used to, but I don't see many people talking about the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, the seventh, the eighth option. It's always the polarizing option. It's always the New World Order or the globalist. You're fighting the New World Order or you're part of the globalist elite. There's no grey areas. There's no room for like, you know, do you actually think this might be the option? You know, everything's a false flag or a psyop or fucking this or that. And personally, I've seen a lot of people, and personally, I've witnessed a lot of individuals being damaged with this shit in their real lives, and the extent that they'll trust Alex Jones more than their family. I don't know if any of you can relate to this. I've been there. No longer, but I've been there at a certain point where I thought Alex Jones understood me more than my own mum. Alex Jones got where I was coming from more than my own sister, because they didn't understand the Federal Reserve. They didn't understand the New World Order Satanists and stuff. And when I look back on it in reflection, I see it as very cult-like programming, trying to drag me away from my family, try to drag me away from my friends, try to drag me away from your old network of your old circle of friends, and plant you into a new one. And it's very and guys, I'm not speaking about you, I'm talking about it on a grander scale, and I honestly think it's worthwhile for us all to think about, because I think we've all been duped with this shit, me included, and I don't discount myself from this stuff, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Everything you say makes sense, right? Okay, everything that you're saying makes sense, and I've always thought, well, not always, but for a long time, I've thought pretty much the same as you, that we're being shown these games to get involved in, and there's always that nice little bit. Someone's took some mobile phone footage, and this proves it's a false flag, and that always seems to happen. You know, you get me what I'm saying? There's things that happen that are set up. But it's a game. It's a big game, and it's being played. And if you're good at playing it, if you can't, you don't give a fuck who you fucking stand on, you're going to do well. If you're not, if you got somebody, if you got some principles or any morals about you or ethics, and then you're fucked.
Yeah. Well, that seems why you guys are on the right path, because you do have morals, you have ethics, you're trying to stick to it, and then I debate in and around that and stuff. And I'm the same. Like I do have my own crazy ass way of fucking interpreting all this shit. And one of the things more recently one of the more recent things I'm trying to grasp is, like, for example, if there was a guy out there called Zed and he held the polar opposite position for me, I don't think that guy's the devil. I don't think he's the fucking a deep state Illuminati. I just think he has a different view. You know, I don't think he's a paedophile protector. I don't think he's this. I don't think he's that. I just think it's a guy coming from a different point of view, and there's no need for me to hate him, call him names or call him this or that, just because he might hold a different opinion from me, because it's happened to me too many times in the sense that you get labelled X, Y, or Z just for holding a particular position. And I hold many crazy ass fucking positions in my worldview and stuff. But I just basically, like, a lot of it, I believe, boils down to us get the like, and I definitely count myself in this. I think a lot of it boils down to the dumbed down masses getting controlled. I'd put us all in this bracket. whether you think we're fucking sitting here discussing the meanings of life and stuff, I would genuinely put us in the bracket of the floating voters or the persuadables that are out there as cannon fodder when it comes to elections. Now, I don't know yous guys. I've never heard yous guys talk about your stance on voting and whether you should or you shouldn't vote or who you should or shouldn't vote for, and that's each to their own opinion and stuff.
Just let me make one thing perfectly clear. Politics is bollocks.
I agree with you there, mate. 100%.
There's a difference. Deep politics and deep politics are two completely different things. That's like when you say like how you got into politics. I just think to myself, it's actually really deep politics because those are what the stuff that really matters. Because regular politics is what they show on the television and stuff, and just mainstream sources like Trump doing this or Trump doing that, all that kind of stuff.
You see, I see there being two levels of politics. Everything that we see, right from the local councillors who argue about park benches and dog shit, right up to the Prime Minister, okay? I see that as one level. Because it doesn't matter which one is the one that's supposed to be in charge, everything stays the same. The tax system means that we get poorer. The hospital system means that it gets worse, and they just keep the distance between the top, and I mean the top, the 13 families and everybody else, including the people who think that they're in the political system, is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's what's happening. But there is another layer of politics, and that's the politics between the, I always say 13 families, whatever the number is, the people who own the banks and who own everything else. There's politics in there, and there'll be arguments within there, and they will debate on how they're going to, and so there'll be some kind of political discussion going on at that level. But nothing that we see is anything more than puppets.
Do you know what it's like where that takes me down a real it's a great point, man. Like I'm on the same page in the sense that the illusion of choice that we have in these democracies is nothing but an illusion of choice, because it's pretty much you're allowed to argue about the crumbs that fall off the table rather than the block of cheese that's on the table.
Yeah. You are free to choose from what we tell you you're allowed to choose from. Yeah,
like here's the system, choose a leader.
Yeah.
And the system allows you to participate. And then if you're chosen, you're the chosen one. I get that 100%. I just believe within that system, like, well, in fact, do you know what I'll do? I'll talk about like this general election. What I'm going to do, which I've done twice before, and this is why I can, like, at these particular points of time, sound like such an arsehole, because none of this is in my name. I hold my own election, right? I know it sounds mental. I think everybody should do it, right? It's decentralising what's happening just now. What you just said there, Slimer, you're right. You're giving up these 10 options. Corbyn or Bobo Johnson, what one do you want? Neither, thank you very much. And nobody's given a third option. But there is a third, there's a fourth, there's a fifth, there's a sixth, there's a ninth option. Hold their own elections, take away the consent from the democratic process that's in place just now. And as soon as you take away the ability for the politicians to stand up there and say that they govern, rule and police us by consent, how do you do that? You take 51% of the population over to your box, not their box. Then we can ask them to vacate the buildings peacefully, and we can stroll into fucking Westminster, redecorate, and take the place back for ourselves. Not one shot has to get fired. Not one person has to get killed. There doesn't have to be a redistribution of wealth, which the commies tell us, because the redistribution of wealth requires you to believe that there's wealth where it exists at the moment, which is in precious metals and stuff, which if there was a powerful enough country that came up with a different point of view or a different monetary system, it would explode that. So this is why...
Like Nazi Germany.
But, well, and look what happened to Germany after they'd done that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like Nazi Germany, exactly.
These are the options I'm putting forward in the sense that there are other options that the system are offering us up. The system offers you up the option of vote for who you like or vote for who you don't like. There's many other options. Just they don't want you. They don't want you to know that. Like, sounds like a big, massive conspiracy. I'm not saying they don't want you to know that, but there are other options. And if more of us actually discuss and explore those options, rather than the pre-packaged ones, then maybe we'll come to a place where there's more consensus in trying to move away from the system we've got, and preferably do it without any bombs, bullets, spears, tusks, fire extinguishers.
Craig?
Yeah, the only ones the only people that are gonna bring out the weapons and the bombs and stuff are gonna be the governments and and the 13 families, because that's the only way they know how to fight against us.
Craig, would you describe yourself as an anarchist?
Mate, I've got a bad headphone. Did you say anarchist there?
Yeah, would you describe yourself as an anarchist?
Well, I would, right? But anarchy has a rule book, so I can't.
How does anarchy have a rule book?
Have you ever heard of the anarchist rule book?
Well, I'm an anarchist, and the only rule that I've got is that anarchy, it comes from the word arch. You know, I said we've got two columns.
You never heard of the anarchy rule book? Oh shit, man! Hold on, I need to get a better headset. This is cutting in and out. Sorry, buddy. Say that again. Sorry,
right. The word anarchy means ruled by none, and arch, being part of the word, comes from the two columns, one being the royal bloods, one being the church, and the arch that joins the two. So that's where it comes from. It means ruled by none. Mm-hmm. So and the thing that I don't believe in is the political system and that distribution of wealth in whatever terms it's intended. And all I believe is, between us, we could be much better and organising everything between us. Why the fuck do we need any ruling class?
Mate, I'm kind of in the same. I'm kind of in the same page. I'll be pedantic here, right? And the reason I can't call myself an anarchist is because when I have done in the past, and every group of anarchists I've ever and I have. I have participated in anarchy groups in the past and stuff, but every anarchist I've came across, there's a hierarchical group, and I can't stomach that. Do you know what I mean?
But then they're not anarchists.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they call themselves anarchists, and you bounce up and there's a hierarchy, right? Yeah. It's an unspoken hierarchy, mate. You know what I'm talking about? I don't know how many anarchist groups you've fucking engaged with, right? But no matter what group, and it's not just anarchy groups. I mean, like, I've engaged with Anonymous and all sorts of groups in the past, man. Through my journey, I've engaged with lots of groups, and as soon as you touch base with them, there's always a leader, there's always a singer, there's always a... Like, you're shaking your head there, mate, as if you've been there when I've done this. I mean,
because to me, that's not anarchy.
Well, I know, that's why I didn't call myself an anarchist or think they were anarchist groups. I mean, because you rock up and there's the favourite, there's the guy. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you must, any anarchist group that you've, well, in fact, I'm putting words in your mouth, I'm sorry, but have you not witnessed many of the, and I'm not just saying this about anarchy groups, because I would subscribe to the anarchist.
You know, the two words that you keep putting together are anarchy group.
Yep. I know, it's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron. It's an oxymoron, I know.
Yeah.
This is why...
It's like, you can't. If you're a group, then that means that you're controlling everybody else.
Well, a phrase I've used in the past is I'm an individual anarchist. And that's why I can't get on with other anarchists, because the second you bounce up with other anarchists, they're like, oh, do you want to come to this group meeting? Do you want to come here? And that's what I've witnessed. There's like, as soon as you engage with anybody that's into anarchy, they're telling you to come to a group. They're telling you to come here. They're telling you to do this. You're telling you to do that. Oh, you should meet him. You should meet her. And I'm like, no. I'm away doing my own shit.
I would. To me, anarchy means ruled by none. Well, that sounds fair. Why do you need a fucking leader? You're not going to live your own life. To me, that's logical. Now, I don't mean that we don't need systems to be able to work together, because we do, and whether that's bartering or whatever it is. But the best example I could think of is a supermarket. You know, nobody needed a political upper class for that to work. It does, and it's efficient.
Somebody has to put money up though. Oh my god! Fucking shit keeps going up on screen that I'm not even fucking touching. I'm going to drop off and come back.
All right, okay. But my point is that, you know, there are very complex systems and things that run in this world without direct influence from. I know what you mean. I know you even want to know what your thought is, but it's like all those systems run well, and we didn't need a government and a fucking prime minister. It would run with or without them, and there's no reason why the whole of the planet can't be like that, because all the political system is there so that we believe that we've got a choice, so that we don't see the prison that we're in.
Northern Ireland's been in anarchy for more years than I know. They've not had a parliament. They've not had a political system. They're still sitting there calling themselves the democracy, but there's no cunt in fucking charge yet. Yeah. So, like in Northern Ireland, basically, who's been in charge for, I think it's 2 or 3 years now, probably more, is pretty much the what would you call them, the civil service. Right? It's pretty much the civil service in Northern Ireland's in control right now, just administrating all that shit, because no fucking Tom, Dick, or Harry in that area of the fucking world can agree on who's the fucking controller. Buddy, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just trying to put my point of view in the sense that me is what I believe. I would call myself an anarchist, but then anarchy groups have put me off calling myself that.
Well, they're not anarchists. They're not.
I would agree with you, mate, but tell them that. But then you're not an anarchist. Do you know what I'm saying?
I mean,
it's fucking crazy.
Yeah, most people.
It's a crazy train.
If a normal person saw civil unrest, they would go, "Oh, there's anarchy." But that's not anarchy. All anarchy is, to me, in here says the political system is just.
I agree with you, mate.
Makes no sense to me. Anarchy means we don't need organisation, and it doesn't mean that there won't be rich people and poorer people, but at least it'll be a fair bloody playing field.
Anarchy sounds great to me, mate. I'm a scumbag with fuck all, mate. I'd love a bit of anarchy, right? I genuinely would. I would welcome it. Not only would I welcome it, without going too far, to a certain extent, I'm living it, right? So.
And also, something a lot of people don't realize is that true anarchy, which is true freedom, is actually a lot of responsibility.
Oh God, yeah. You got to take responsibility for yourself.
Yeah, you can't depend on the government to finance things for you.
No, I can't hear fuck all.
I mean, I rely on the government for, well, I guess the health service and a piece of tarmac to drive along. But,
but it's like as soon as the irony is gone,
you know, you get a ticket for driving down a piece of tarmac that you paid for. Hey, now there's a good system.
Exactly. It's like even if let's say if the government disappeared tomorrow, that doesn't mean that the world's going to go into chaos and that everything and no one's going to do anything. The roads are still going to people are still going to make roads. People are still going to grow food. They're still going to release them. They're still going to work in the factories because humanity's still going to go on. They don't need someone at the very top trying to tell them what they can and cannot do. It's not necessary.
If you watched the film Independence Day.
Ugh,
Right.
That film. Ugh. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
You know when they're going, oh, we've got to do something. The government's got to be seen to. And I always think of that bit. I think, actually, no. Just take you lot completely out of the equation, and the world will be a much better place. Just fuck off. We don't need
exactly. In all of human history, there has never been a single time when any form of government has ever resulted in true peace.
Do you want to hear something crazy? Slimer, is that the best name to call you by, buddy? But here's an idea, and again, it's a concept that people aren't introduced to. Because I'll be honest, I'm a fan of organised society, and the reason I'm a fan of organised society is because it brings us science, space travel, flight, all the good shit, right, that we love, right? But within that organised society, there is no space for people, and I would argue everybody in this room, of the anarchistic or just the free thinking or just the here, hold on, that club isn't for me attitude, right? So the current
Why?
Why? I don't know. You would need to ask them, but I'm just saying.
Well, I consider myself a true anarchist, which means if there's
mate, you're sitting in a house with fucking electric. Mate, you're not a true anarchist. Come on, to fuck. Don't blow smoke up people's arses. You can't sit in a house with fucking electricity, running water, pay your electricity bills, pay your gas bills, and apparently, but you're a fucking like. What's your profession again? Sorry, you're a fucking loan dude. What is it? You're not a true anarchist, mate. A loan shark, no a loan shark. What is it? You go and fucking pick up people's bills. What is it you do, Slimer?
Slimer. It says Slimmer.
All right, well, Slimmer, Jimmer. Sorry, Slimer. What is it you
do? You slime me.
No. I'm not taking the piss, mate. What's your profession again? It's what do you call it? A bailiff. Right? You can't bounce around being a bailiff, be fucking running water, electricity and all that, and then claim to be out of society, buddy. You're running water, your electricity's all down to the organisation of society, and you're just willing to throw that away. I mean, like, come on to fuck, mate. I understand where you're coming from. I'm on the same page as you and all that, but you got to get your head out your fucking. You got to be realistic.
I'm loving all these words that you're putting in my mouth that I've never said. Because I'm not a bailiff. Well, firstly, there's no such thing anymore. Secondly, I take great pleasure in getting rid of those idiots for people for free if ever I can help. And thirdly, you seem to have this misconception of what I think anarchy is. It's very, very simple.
No,
you're just which you can either fucking listen to or not, but I am going to continue to talk.
Okay, talk.
Okay. She's very simple.
Slimer.
That's your first warning.
Well, what are we getting word for? Call you Slimer?
I'm trying to have an adult conversation.
Right, I'm listening. You're telling me how great you are.
No, I'm not. All I'm saying is...
How great you are.
Really?
Right, sorry, what's your profession? I've been misinformed. I thought you were a bailiff or something then. Can I get a straight answer to that? What is your profession?
I work for a company that lends money and then collects it back in again.
All right, fuck's sake. Splitting for semantics here and then you're fucking trying to tell me what fucking anarchy means. So you're an anarchist that goes and collects money? You're fucking hell, man. Right, sorry, Slimmer Jimmer.
Can I now give you, because you asked lots of questions and eventually got to some kind of point, which I ain't got a problem with. but you're not grasping what I believe an anarchistic world would look like. And it would look like this. My rights stop where yours begin. That's easy. The rules that we all live by are common law, death, harm, loss, breach of the peace. Okay?
You know, I get it. I hear this shit all the time.
Hello? There are bound to be organizations who, all I'm saying is, we don't need a leader to be able to organize ourselves.
I'm not saying you need a leader.
And there will always be people who have more and people who have less. But what we don't need is a corrupt political bollocks system that isn't what it appears to be on that big box in the corner.
Do you believe society should organise itself to send people to space and stuff? Do you think that's a good thing?
I think society would be an awful lot better place if people had the freedom to come up with that. And I think people would be a lot more productive without government. And I think that all the things that you talk about, like the space travel, I think without government, we'd be further along with it.
Wrong, mate. Wrong. Without the, I don't know. In fact, sorry. I would say you're wrong about that, right? But each to their own, because we're staying in an anarchistic world here, right? So I've got the right to bounce over there onto that island and organise my island to fucking get everybody to working like a wee beehive and working towards fucking a greater world and sending people to fucking space before this fucking planet implodes in itself and stuff. And you just want to sit around scratching your balls so everybody leaves you alone. Now, listen, I told you, I actually subscribe to anarchy. We just have different versions of it, man. I think each individual... I think
you're making an awful lot of assumptions about what you think that I believe it is.
No, but you're rhyming off the typical anarchy bullshit, mate. And this is the typical stuff that I came up across when I was getting... all the anarchy groups were trying to get me involved. And this is the same shit. This is the exact same rhetoric that all these groups...
I don't even know one name of one anarchy group. I couldn't, honestly, I don't know one. I haven't got a clue.
So you're an individual anarchist?
Does it? Right, listen. Forget the word anarchy. Forget any word that describes the label, right? This is my thoughts. Let's all stop being cunts to each other and start to be nice to each other, because what makes us all cunts is because the political system bleeds everybody dry, me, you, and everybody listening, bleeds us all fucking dry to, what is it you said, crumbs. And you're dead right, but that's what the system does. So in here, it says to me, this system that we've got is currently all we've got. But in my head, what is right and just is that death, harm, loss, breach of the peace covers everything. They're the laws we need. Then we've got my rights stop where yours begin. And let's all stop being horrible to each other and help each other.
Slimmer, I'll be honest.
What that world would look like, the only thing I'm interested in is that it was everybody's decision, whatever it ends up looking like, not a political system.
Mate, I'll be honest, right? When I'm listening to that, if I take it on its own, like, see when if I take what you said as a standalone statement, I will 1,010% agree with you, right? The reason that I interject sort of another level of thinking on this is because, like, you're sitting there as an individual anarchist that've never been part of an anarchist group. So why are you sounding like...
Well, stop.
No, hold on, let me finish.
Because you've just done exactly what I said not to do. You're describing me and giving me a label of an individual anarchist.
You just described yourself as that. You just said that you're...
I just said to you...
I'm an anarchist that isn't...
I don't care what you call it. Right, okay. You can call it a fucking bell end.
Right, you're a bell end that isn't part of any bell end group, say. Can I say that? Right, no, right. I'll stick with anarchist because that's better than bell end. Right, you're an anarchist or you're somebody of an anarchical thinking that isn't part of any anarchist groups. Right, I'll tell you where my red flag comes from. Now, and please, anybody
I
out there
need to
listening,
warn you, my tea is going to go ping in about a minute.
and no worries, man, no worries. I will come back to this, buddy. And it's listen, it's all in good jest. And listen, I'll tell you where my red flag's coming from. You sitting there saying that you've never touched base with any anarchist groups, but yet, and correct me if I'm wrong, and people sitting in the room and listening further afield, correct me if I'm wrong, you sound like every other anarchist. Right?
Well, because I believe that this world belongs to everybody.
No, because you're rhyming and repeating shit that you fucking held elsewhere. You're not having any thoughts and feelings for yourself. You're coming from a position where you've listened to people preaching the philosophy of anarchy, which I can completely agree with, but you're not putting it into any real life scenarios, right? Because real life scenario.
What I said, just take a supermarket. You know, without any political interference, it exists. It gets food from all these distribution centres, and then we all go and buy it and bring it home, and it works. And there's nothing political about the actual organisation of it. Probably within the finance and all the rest of it, there is. So I did give you a real life situation, and it's like, who would build the road? Do they think because we haven't got 650 useless tossers anymore sat in Westminster that we're not going to build our own roads? That we're not going to fill our own supermarkets.
Can I ask you?
That we're not going to organise our own friends and groups. Do they think that all of a sudden we're all going to fall over and die?
Can I ask you a question, mate? Can I ask you a question, right? And I'm serious. I'm not trying to pick you apart as a person. I'm genuinely bringing this up for debate. Right now, see the point that you're bringing up there. Like now, I'm being serious here. I agree with the point I agree with the point you're making, right? But please listen to the point I'm trying to make here. Whether you know it or not, the point that you're making, you're rhyming and repeating it from other people. And I could prove it to you. I could literally prove it to you within 2 seconds. Because the thing that you just said there about building the roads and all that, I could put into Google and bring up 1,000,001 memes that are saying the exact same thing as you're saying, that would probably go back to the mid-90s, if not the mid-2000s. And
so what's your answer?
I don't have... My answer is we don't have the answer. My answer is, and like, all these pre-packaged shit that's getting offered down to us, like... And no offence, mates. Sorry, and I wasn't calling you Slimer offensively there, mate. It was just my dyslexic shit kicking in, man. I actually thought you were called Slimer Jimmer. Anyway, Slimer aside, mate. Like, and you must know what I'm talking about. You can go and see fucking memes talking about who built the roads before fucking road tax. I've seen the pictures of fucking Washington DC. What's that?
I don't know what a meme is.
Google it. You don't know what a meme... You honestly don't know what a meme is.
Do you think I really fucking... No, I don't. I don't even have Facebook.
Right, well, a meme is... How would you explain a meme?
Right,
a meme's
keep talking,
like...
because I need to go and get my tea. It's in the kitchen, but keep talking.
Okay, doke, bud. Well, how would you describe a meme? It's like a modern day version of a political cartoon. It's a dumbed down version that says very little about a particular point. There's a million ways of explaining what a meme is, but and again, like, Slimmer there, I'm not disagreeing with him. I'm actually I'm on the anarchy fucking trip like him. I just see how it's all getting used to fucking put people down one road or the other. If you're getting put down the anarchy, and I've been put down that route, I just don't give a fuck about the system. I've held my own election. I've held my own elections, and I'm the founding father of my own country. I mean, you get it. Like, I've went for anarchy to becoming a dictatorship. You know, that's where I'm at. Like, I went for anarchy to creating my own country and just becoming my own one-man dictatorship here in Houstonia, which is very true. So that's how I operate. I'm a one-man dictatorship in my own life. Anarchy comes with the proviso that you want to force that onto our society because you're sick of the organ. I don't know, wait for Slimmer to come back.
No, keep talking to me.
Oh, can you hear us, buddy? Can you? I didn't know if you had headphones on there. Right, so like typically, if you go and subscribe or debate or bounce into the debates around anarchy and stuff, they are trying to fucking convince other people to get on board. Let's everybody get here. Let's go and do this. Let's fucking fuck they cunts up. Let's take over this building. Let's do that. Let's do this. Me personally, I would say individual anarchy within the system. Declare yourself an independent, sovereign human being. Understand the system set up by other men to control fucking men and operate within that to further your own fucking goals. You know, I think this fucking bullshit, they're blowing smoke up each other's arse. I want to save the world. I want to free the world and all that shit. It's fucking virtue signaling. Save yourself. If every motherfucker out there saved themselves, the world would be saved. But instead of saving ourselves, everybody's out there trying to project their shit onto other people and fucking force it down their throats. A new world order, the banks are bad, they're bad, the Conservatives are bad. And they're trying to shove it down motherfuckers' throats. What I'm saying is, leave them be. I've said this, I've said it continuously. Right now, what's happening here in the UK, I'm Nero. I've got my fucking fiddle and my violin out. I'm sitting on the rooftops watching this shit burn and I'm laughing because it's nothing to do with me. I've held, and I know you think I'm mental, I genuinely have held my own elections. I mean, ballot box, the full shebang. I'm holding my own election again this 12th. And I'm fucking, none of this shit's in my name. I'm out, mate. And again, Slimmer, you missed me. I'm not I've moved from being a anarchist to being a dictator, right? I was into anarchy and all that, and I was like, I love this anarchy shit and all that. But then I wanted to take back control, so I started my own country. I've created my own country. It's called Estonia. You can come and join. It's only $59.99 a month. Good value, good value. But you can come and join. And I did start my own country called Estonia, and now all
Get
this
free
shit.
Wi-Fi.
If you stand close enough to a Starbucks,
Will I get free 5G?
you get a 5G here. Glasgow's we've got 5G in Glasgow. Boom! You do get, if you come up to Glasgow, mate, you get free 5G. But what I'm saying is, it's like we're all getting so engrossed in this political system, and it's typically leading us down one road or the other. I witnessed all this truther shit take so many people that I know down into the UKIP supporting bracket, right? And if they weren't into supporting UKIP, they were a ball hair away from supporting Tommy Robinson, right? Whether you agree or disagree with UKIP or Tommy Robinson, I can see how the truther movement was used to fucking mobilize, to indoctrinate a lot of people into those political movements. Now, I may be wrong, but it's my genuinely hard-held belief that that was happening. And I'm out. I don't have a give a shit. If you want to go and support that one way or the other, batter in. It's everybody's fucking free-thinking fucking right. I just want to stand back and go, everybody's getting fucking controlled, and it's directing you down one route or the other, and not let you, Slimmer, man, if Slimmer, in fact, interesting question. As an anarchist, do you vote, buddy?
Is it what?
As an anarchist, do you vote? I know a stupid question, but just humour me. Do you vote?
I don't
that nervous laugh tells me you do vote, which tells me that you're not really an anarchist. Am I right?
The reason I'm laughing is if you knew
you
that it's such a ridiculous question.
All right, I thought it was the nervous laugh because you voted last week.
You're fucking kidding, aren't you?
If
the politician ever knocked on my door, you are fucking joking. Right. Seriously, about 5 weeks ago now, you know, every time they want you to fill in the electoral register form. I mean, sometimes I send them back, sometimes I rip them up, but I never fill it in. And when the woman comes round, I'm really nice to her, but I have kind of send her away and saying, I'm not filling your form in. So they sent it back, and I think the last one I wrote on the envelope, addressee not recognised, and sent it back. So they sent it back again, so I got out a big thick Sharpie, and I wrote across my name and address, fuck off, put it back in their prepaid envelope and sent it back. And since then, I've heard nothing. So, do I vote? I'd find it fucking difficult.
Right. I thought the nervous laugh was coming because you did maybe strategically.
The nervous laugh is because if you knew me,
it wouldn't be a question, right? I get you.
Everything that you're saying, I agree with.
Well, we've been you two on the same page, well, we wouldn't buy a pint and argue with each other then.
When people say to me, so how would an anarchistic society look? I'd just say, I don't know. Why do you think I've got all the best ideas? All I do know is I know how it wouldn't look, and it wouldn't look like all this bollocks that we've got now. Why does everybody think I've got all the answers? All I'm saying is let's all just be equals that look after each other.
Well, buddy, I agree with you, man, right? And then fucking, if I had a pair of ruby red slippers on, I'd click my heels together and fucking wish for that, right? Yeah. Unfortunately, and I believe anarchy is something to work towards, right? But looking at the past 1,000, if not 2,000, if not 3,000 years of known human history, right? The kind of structure that we've got just now tends to exist, right? Human beings are like a hierarchical animal.
Tell me how that's got, how far that's done in the past however many thousand
years.
It's
allowed us to create fucking electricity, flowing water, sewage, space travel, air travel. It's pretty fucking damn good, mate. We're up in the stars, unless you believe in flat earth and all that shit. We're up in the stars now, we're visiting the moon, we're going to Mars soon. So we've done pretty damn well, man. Technology has served human beings pretty damn fucking good, to be quite fair to you, man, right? But what did the Romans do for us? Fucking sorry to steal a joke, but what did the Romans do for us? You know what I mean?
But we don't need politicians to do that. We can do that ourselves. We don't need them.
True, but at every stage of this evolution, there has been politicians. Right? And listen, mate, nobody fucking hates politicians more than me. I'm just saying, if you look at known history, this isn't even debatable. It's not conspiracy shit. It's like known history. The Romans wrote all their shit down. You can go and read the fucking documents about how the Roman society and all that fucking, the political, it's beautiful how that's why people often refer to the Roman Empire and stuff, because there's written records of all this. There's written records of all the political ins and outs, goings on, the burning of Rome, the whole shenanigans. And this was over 2,000 years ago. The same patterns are happening today, and we refuse to acknowledge them. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I don't agree in alpha fucking males, but they exist. You know, there's things that exist that you can't be denied. So humans like chimpanzees, like fucking prides of animals and stuff, there'll always be a hierarchy. I wish there wasn't, mate. I wish there wasn't, because I'll tell you what, I ain't a silverback either. You know what I mean? I wish there wasn't, but there is. And it's built into, like, and if you look, my opinion, if you look at history, not just in the last 10, 50, 100 years, I'm talking thousands of years. Like, at every point in history, even if you go back to the known history of the Illuminati Egyptian Empire and stuff, it's a structured hive. There's a king, there's a queen, there's a head, there's worker bees, there's administration, there's the whole shebang, and that's why that hive thrives. I'm not saying you need to agree with it. I'm not saying it's undeniable that's the way humans have evolved. Just like if you go into the Congo and you bounce into a fucking, what do you call it's not a pride, is it? What do you call a bunch of chimpanzees? If you go into the Congo and bounce into a bunch of chimpanzees, they're out there hunting. Another fucking chimpanzee for another gang comes in, they fucking go and tear its head off. Sorry.
No, you're right.
So is our burden, I suppose I'd put it, is that we live in a society which inevitably is going to have a hierarchy, but the only difference being from any other species is we actually know that we're getting fucked.
Well, it's not a matter of getting...
No, I need to jump in. Hierarchy Absolutely. There will always be. Doesn't matter what it is. But if you look at a load of chimpanzees in the Congo, their natural hierarchy evolves. Okay?
Yeah, it's only the leaders that are allowed to have umbongo.
Yeah, that's right. In the Congo, right? But it's a natural. The chimpanzees in your example, in a non-corrupt and fair, maybe, but a hierarchy. Okay. If what we saw on the TV was really true, we would have almost the same as the chimpanzees. However, what we see on the TV is not true. Because the 4 people in this room and everybody else listening probably knows that what we're presented with on the TV isn't true. Because there are this beehive that you've just described, above all that, organizing everything, letting us know what they want us to know, letting us do what they want us to do, giving us the choices that they want us to have, by showing us a different version of events as to what's actually true, so that they remain with all the power. Because how can you get rid of something that you can't even see? So you're dead right. If what was really on the TV, this real life that we're all presented with, was actually true, we'd be like the chimpanzees. But it's not, because this political system that they've got us all believing in, and that's what it only exists, as I've said many times, between your ears. If all the politicians disappeared tomorrow, doesn't mean that hierarchy disappears. It just means that the 13 families, or this beehive that you described at the very, very top, the Illuminati, I think you said, yeah, all of that,
Deep State Illuminati,
gone. That would be my ideal world. And then us, all the people who believe that we're in a fair society, actually then can live in one.
Yeah, and so we should. We should all be allowed to do that.
I hope for that day.
Yeah.
There you go. That is my ideology. That's it.
But would you believe there's only one beehive, though? This is kind of like the overarching conspiracy, isn't there?
And how much have you been smoking this evening?
Believe it or not, I've been
right.
smoking fucking fuck all. There's more than one beehive, though. This is what I'm saying.
No, you're dead right. Because
everybody thinks it's just one fucking all-seeing eye. There's a million.
No, you're dead right. Yeah. And, and
thanks for
agreement. So you've got 13 families. Each one of those families is its own little beehive.
I think there's 14 beehives, but I might have.
Well, it doesn't matter on the number, does it? All that matters
I'm kind of being fucking.
I know, facetious, yeah. The political knowledge that we're presented with isn't the top layer. It's above that, and that's what we need to get rid of. Because then the people. I believe that most people who stand as a politician, especially early in their career, honestly believe that they're doing good for the people around them and for the people that they want to really, really represent. And then the further up the ladder they get, they must realise, or is it that there's what I call the political imports, where they grow these political imports in places like what do you call the top college again?
Cambridge,
Eton and Cambridge and all that lot, right? And they breed these politicians and bring them in at the top, where all the people who think that they're really going to do really well for their community by being a local MP or even a local councillor, they're sitting there and they can't actually get up because they're not part of that imports that are brought in at the top to do all the puppetry or to be the top puppets.
Scotland has more of the ancient universities than anywhere else.
And so it should, because, of course, all the Masonic stuff is Scotland as well, isn't it?
It's not so much the Masonic stuff, it's just the centres of education that were created to educate people to then go out and propagate that message, where we've got St Andrews, Edinburgh and Glasgow. Where down in England, you've only got Cambridge and Eton. And these are the I don't know, the starting points of the education. These are the starting points of the people that went out and then created the society that we are now staying in here in the UK. I just don't think it's all bad. That's kind of where I'm at. I understand there's arseholes at the top that control it for the benefit of the people at the top. I'm just less likely nowadays to see it as all bad. You know, I can't even explain where my head's at right now, if that makes any sense, other than I'm less willing to walk down this pre-packaged conspiracy fucking road that everything's bad, I think we've never stayed in a greater time in the history of the world. This is the best of times ever. The problems we face right now are like overeating. You know, the problems we've got right now are fucking first world problems. You know, we've not got the problem of fucking, like, can you feed yourself? It's like, oh, fuck, you better stop eating so many fucking hamburgers, you know? Certain parts of the world have never had it so good, while other certain parts of the world have never had it so bad. And to perceive that the beehive that we stay in is worse than the beehive that Putin stays in, or is worse than the worse than the beehive that fucking Xi Jinping stays in, or worse than the beehive that the Ayatollah fucking Khamenei stays in. I believe it's naive in the sense that these structures are very similar, but they're also, in a sense, willing to propagate fucking discontent within the beehive and others. You know, I'm not saying that what the society that we stay here in the UK and the way it's set up and the way it's structured is perfect, and I wouldn't change it. And if I was a dictator, I wouldn't fucking. But what I'm saying is, it isn't as bad as your typical conspiracy narrative would lead you to believe.
The thing that pisses me off is that it's not fair.
Mate, like, no, I agree with you. I'm not going to fucking sit here and say it's fair, mate. It's never been fair. Primary school wasn't fair. High school.
It's not fair because some people are more intelligent or quicker or can take advantage of other people. I mean, because there is this control above the political system. That's what we need to get rid of. Being organised and hierarchical, I ain't got a problem with that.
Slimmer, you might be interested in my fucking crazy maraudings about how I see things, right? Now, I've looked into, right, and I'm not saying I've came to any conclusions that are any greater than anybody else, right? But I've looked into a lot of, like, kind of I don't know, what would you call it, the conspiracy world around Freemasonry and how that's set up and so on and so forth, right? Now, I don't know how much you know about the history in and around the Reformation and all that shit, right? And even the creation of America and its political structure and stuff. What I'm getting at here is, through the Reformation, from the Reformation to the creation of America, there was a massive epiphany that was happening within Christendom, which was the civilized world at the time, and that was to try and get away from the Pharisees of the Catholic Church, right? Which, I don't know about you guys, man. I think the fucking Reformation was a great thing, man. Kicking the Catholics and the Pope and the balls back in the day and telling them there was another way of doing things, and they didn't have the monopoly on the Word of God, and they didn't have a monopoly on the Bible, and here was another way of interpreting it, and you didn't need to fucking give the priests bar of gold and stuff. And here, look, listen, if you want to learn to read, you can learn to read. And then once you learn to read, you can actually read the Bible and interpret it for yourself. I think that's all honourable shit. And that was brought around by the Reformation, which was influenced by the Freemasons and stuff like that. Now, if you go and look at America and how America was set up in the political system, now, as we're all aware, America was set up to get away from the monarchy. Now, see, when America was set up, nobody had a fucking idea how to set up a political system that wasn't fucking under a king or queen. The world hadn't seen such a thing. It hadn't been introduced into the world. In fact, like, I'm talking freely. At that point in history, the world wasn't familiar with any systems that were away from monarchy, right? Because typically the whole known world at the time in Europe all gravitated around monarchy. Now, when they bounced up in America and they were like, fuck monarchy, we're setting up our own system, fuck you, we're doing our own thing. What did they do? How did they set up a political system that they thought would be fair and representative and serve the people? And I'm not saying this is a perfect system. I'm saying it was better than the system that evolved around monarchy. And the system that the Americans set up back in the day gravitated around the Masonic Lodge. And if you know anything about the Masonic Lodge, you've got 3 branches of control in the Masonic Lodge. You've got the Master. Shit, I don't even know what a shit was. You get the Master, the Worshipful Master, then the Secretary, right? You've got the 3 branches of the Lodge. They're independent. And that's how the Lodge conducts its business and was democratic in a sense. So I don't know if you do or do not know this, but a lot of the people that did set up the system of politics in America, which is still in place to this day, it was a big bunch of fucking Scottish Rite Freemasons, and they based the political structure on the Lodge. And the reason they done that is because it was democratic. It was split up within different branches, and you had 3 different branches, and that's why you've got the 3 different the 3 different positions of power within the Lodge, and then which divides the power, which makes it democratic, which doesn't make it a dictatorship. And that's why everybody that was creating the political structure of America based it on a lodge. So the absolute
However, that was all done because the Illuminati families told them to do it that way.
Mate, with this Illuminati family stuff, man, like no offense or anything, I think this is a dumbed down fucking thing to stupefy us. I'm not, like, listen, maybe I'm wrong, mate. Maybe I'm wrong, right? I'm not saying this to offend you or anything, right? But this Illuminati fucking shit. I'm assuming that you're aware of what the Illuminati was, who it stood for, who they were, and where they came from, right? So you were aware of why Soft came out of the fucking. He was a what do you call it? A lawyer for the Vatican, right? He came out of canonical law, right?
You don't need the history. Get to your point, because I don't know about anybody else, but we've been on here long enough.
Right, so my point is the Illuminati's a load of shite, mate. You're sitting talking about the Illuminati as if it's still about today. The Illuminati's a fucking broad spectrum of people that it was a.
I'm interested in why you always assume that my interpretation of a word is the same as yours, because it clearly isn't. Because of the amount of words that you want to put into my mouth.
Tell me what you think about the Illuminati, then. Tell me about the Illuminati. Tell me about the Illuminati.
Forgetting all the history shit, it is the band of people who control that nobody sees. There will be many beehives, to use your example.
Right.
There might be one big beehive at the top, whatever. But none of that, if we got rid of all of that, stops anybody being organised or unable to live their life.
The Illuminati came out of Freemasonry, right? Freemasonry allowed the birth.
Because I know.
Right, well, shut the fuck up then, you daft ass, and fucking listen to me then. Stop being so fucking stupid.
Hang on a minute. Whoa. So, excuse me. One thing. You're a fucking guest. So
well, tell me to fuck off then. Tell me to fuck off. Like, seriously, I will just go because I can't be arsed fucking sitting here debating the Illuminati pish.
Goodbye.
Well, that went well.
That did go well. I can't even.
I'm just trying to. There we go. He's gone. I think.
I'm still here. The Illuminati's
yes, he's gone.
me.
I think he's gone.
No, I'm not gone. Illuminati's still here.
Really, it's really difficult. Look. Anyway. I think we're about done, aren't we? I'm in a lot of pain. Oh, he's back. Look, he's back again. He just can't seem to see where it go off. Yep. Remove from stream. There we go. I've removed him from the stream. There's been... Oh, there we go. Now you can see. It's been serious shit tonight. With this fucking about with this stuff. You know what? I thought... it was going a bit... overboard for me. You know, for somebody that claimed to be just on the sidelines and fucking laughing, he's got all this information about tons of stuff which I you couldn't verify, and I couldn't really relate to. So I don't understand. He just got. There were a point where I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to interject here. I'm going to say something, and then I thought, no, Ade can handle it. It's he can sort it out. Look after his son, and then he just at the end he's just like he's obviously had a few beers. So what did you make of it, Ade?
I ain't got a problem with anybody else's opinion.
What did you make of it, Slimer?
Slimer, Slimmer Jimmer. I mean, I don't understand how we don't know my name's Ade, but and that's just up there for some kind of gag or whatever. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was just I think you fundamentally agreed on stuff, but he found a way to have an argument still.
Which is fine, because maybe I wasn't understanding his point of view properly. But certainly a lot of what I think he was assuming that my thoughts are. Mine's, my thoughts are fairly simple. Let's just be nice to each other, guys. And whatever your name you give this band of power that's above the political class that we all see, no matter whether it's 13 or 20 or 5 or however many fucking families, while they are where they are, controlling what they control and letting us see whatever we see, whatever you think it might be, it'll never be fair. And all my philosophy is we don't need that above. However we then choose to organise ourselves in whatever hierarchy or businesses or whatever is all up for debate. Then it's all a flat playing field and we can all do whatever we naturally want to do, which I don't think would be working 40 hours a week for 40 years to die.
And make barely enough to make a living.
If we didn't have that class above, and but anyway.
Yeah, it's been interesting. It's been interesting. But if you want to come back on again anytime, clips,
Craig.
Craig, yeah, I'll call him Craig. Yeah. Craig, if you want to come back on again, then just drop us an email at some point. You've got my email address now. And so I'm in a bit of pain, I've got to be saying. I don't know if anyone noticed, but last half an hour I've been really in some pain with scooting about trying to get some painkillers and stuff. So I've just about had enough. I'm sure Slimer has, and of course, and the awkward American as well. Be all right then. Last word from you then, Taylor, before we farewell.
Well, I like I said before, I got the streaming thing settled, but the thing is that I wanted to ask if I could have a guest on from the chat. But the thing is that someone suggested Super League, but I haven't seen him today, so.
Right. Okay.
Because I'm not used to the whole booking a guest thing like you guys do, so I don't really know how to go about it.
What about you, Slimer?
Otherwise, I'll just be sitting there, talking to myself, and I think people will think I'm just, awkward American, as my name says.
I think you'll be good at that, mate. Sitting there talking to yourself, and an audience as well. People will be audience. Slimer, whatever your name is, Slime. What's got you, Slimer? Slimer Jimer.
Yeah. I'm definitely not a bailiff. And I've got my own thoughts. I don't need anybody else to put them in my mouth. But yeah, do you know the one thing that label? It's that
You've just described yourself as
the only reason I would describe myself as an anarchist is because of what the real English language tells me that kind of how I believe things should be is what's in here. And that's not up for interpretation. It's what my belief that word means. But the only reason I used that as a label is just so that somebody would get my rough stance on things. But actually, what am I? I'm me. You know,
Yeah.
I'm whatever label. I mean, you might want to describe me as male, white, middle-aged, grey-haired, whatever. But all I am is me. And on the inside looking out, all I see is that the world could be a lot better place.
If we all lived in harmony.
Quite easily. And if only people realised what was actually going on.
Mate, I've got to go on because I'm really in pain. So I'm going to end this broadcast. We will see you very soon. Keep a lookout for us. I'll always do a bit of an advert before, but it's probably on the same day. So thanks everybody in the chat room as well. Thanks to Taylor and Slimer as well. Good night.
I'll change that for next time, I promise.
For me and everyone else. Ta-ra a bit.
Throw on a bit.
Slimer from Ghostbusters?